What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Bland back with another episode of the Shop Podcast, episode 108. Back another Saturday having fun, talking games, and I got a bunch of my friends hanging out with me. And if you're brand new here, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like. We do appreciate you being here. We always like to put on a great show. We have great guests on every single week, man. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm not going to waste too much time. I do want to shout out to my special guest here today hanging out. Now, he has come all the way from the realm to join the show, and we appreciate him on the shop. He's a returning guest here. He's an amazing friend, behind the scenes, good guy overall. Go ahead and shout yourself out, Lord Cog.
Yo, PTK Blam and the Shop Podcast, man. It is long overdue. We've been cooking for a while, trying to get me back here from my realm to your realm. You know what I'm saying? And it's always a pleasure, man. Blam, always appreciate what you're doing. Always intelligent discussion, which I am a fan of, and just good people, good friends, man, good gaming crew, and Fuzzy's in the building. We got another special guest that you about to introduce. That's the homie, you know what I'm saying? So, this is good stuff, man. It's always good to when I have time to be able to do it and talk gaming, man. So thanks for having me, bro.
Not a problem. We appreciate you being on the show, taking the time. I shout out to all the lords at the round table, Addict, David, everybody over there.
Yes, sir. Don't forget Solve. He getting a lot of love out here.
Yeah, my guy
Solve getting a lot of love.
How dare I?
They telling me that Solve is the real one.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
He's the hottest lord right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it. All right, but I appreciate you being on here though, taking the time out, man, on a Saturday afternoon to hang out with us, brother. I appreciate it so much. And as he did, that was a great segue, by the way. Appreciate the segue.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going ahead and move on to another friend of mine. He is a returning guest here. You always know there's a green light anytime this man is on the podcast. Go ahead and shout yourself out, Forte.
Yo, man, Forte, Gaming Forte, man, as usual. I hit him up in the DMs the other day, was like, bro, you got room, lots of stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And I always told him if I was off and I wasn't at work on a Saturday, I would always stop through the shop, man. Because it's always popping here on Saturday nights. Yes, and then we got Cog in here. Oh Lord, it's about to be fire, bro. Yes. I can't find this man anywhere but in the podcast.
Put you on blast.
Yeah, he got me.
Man, that man keeps he got those night owl hours, man. So you ain't catching him during the nighttime. It's a wrap.
Oh yeah, we appreciate him being on here. Once again, he's a returning guest, been on here before, man. Go check that out back in the archives, man. It was a great show then. It's gonna be an even better show now. And we not gonna forget Mr. Unassuming Mr. Forza himself. Fuzzy Belvedere, man. Hey, go ahead and give yourself a shout out.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad to be here with some superstars, man. Looter shooter crew. Yeah, this
man, you're the superstar, man.
Yeah, come on. We just here for it.
I mean, I know you was ecstatic when they said that they were stopping development on 7 and moving on to Forza 8. So I knew you was excited when they came out and said that noise.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it for next gen. But like right now, Division's got my eye, and I gotta also finish up some stuff in Anthem. Those two games right now, they're going to be life for like the next few months.
Shout out to the people that still love Anthem, man.
Shout out to y'all.
I'm one of you guys. I just can't go back till they fix that game.
It's all right. I understand. So hey, they got to fix it. It is what it is, man. But anyway, man, appreciate you guys hanging out with us once again. Everybody in the chat, as you drop in, say hello to everybody, man. We like to have fun here. This is a no-fly zone. We just do whatever we like. We just have fun. We leave everything hanging out there as gamers. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we got a lot to unpack this week, guys. So first thing, right off the rip, I'm not even going to give you time to warm up, Cog. I got to go fit it this week. We talking Halo Master Chief Collection on PC. So essentially the shock back from that, you're split down two sides. We got people on one side essentially saying, hey, that's pretty much the nail in the coffin for Microsoft Xbox exclusives. You got Halo going to PC. You got the other side saying, wait, Halo's been on PC before. That doesn't necessarily mean, it's not an exclusive. So how do you feel about that? What do you think? What side are you on? Do you even take a side? And what's your opinion on the future of Halo and the Xbox platform being on PC and things alike?
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, it's no side because it's like, I guess as a former just console only guy, I guess as a console owner exclusively prior, you know, you always have that attachment with exclusives. And it's like, you know, you come to my platform for that. And they still have its place, but it's been clear over the last 2-3 years, the direction Microsoft's going, you know, and they've been literally telling everyone, you know what I'm saying, as far as games on every device, things of that nature. So this really was no surprise to me. It was inevitable. And to me, I think there's the long-term play with at least what I think what they're trying to do is that, first of all, you open it up to the PC market, which is huge. They're going to finally, for years, I mean, everyone saw the pizza boxes, right?
Yeah.
The pizza boxes, the PC community, this was like a positive moment in the community. Like, they were overjoyed that they finally get a chance to play the Halo games. You know what I mean? And then you got that. And then to me, the bigger announcement was actually Steam. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like, that one threw me like, okay, wow, they're playing nice with Steam. Steam's going to get a chance to use it. Again, active user base engagement. That's what Microsoft's doing right now. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
You know, so, and obviously we heard about the announcements with Microsoft, the SDKs and all these things, trying to make it easier for iOS and other devices to get. They're in full expansion mode. So one, it's a good thing for the franchise. It's going to get rejuvenation, but I think the long-term play, besides getting it on multiple devices, is also setting it up as a marketing tool for Infinite, because basically now the way they're going to do it with PC is going to be like a, you know, separate release for each one. Reach 1, 2, ODST 3. You know, they're going to kind of delve it out in pieces, right? Almost like a time release. So each time that comes around, more marketing. Here's the next one. Here's the next one. Here's the next one. Then they get the whole thing, and then that really sets up perfect for now Infinite. You know what I'm saying? When that comes, so I think right now it just rejuvenated that franchise, and we'll see what happens. But for me personally, like, this is inevitable. You had to see this coming. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
I have a question for you, Kyle. How long do you think it's going to be till they get every piece of the Master Chief Collection on Steam?
That's a good question. Based on my experience with the first Master Chief Collection on Xbox, we all know that thing had a lot of issues, man.
Yeah.
You're talking complicated servers. You're talking separate game engines.
It was terrible.
Oh, it was awful. So I think it's a two-part thing. One, they're stretching it. Let's be real. It's marketing for each franchise. But they can't mess up on PC neither. PC's not going to they're not going to hear that issue that console guys were dealing with when Master Chief Collection first launched. So they have to make sure all the systems are in play and this thing works flawlessly. They cannot drop the ball. Could you imagine if they dropped the ball with the PC launch? Oh, they wouldn't have it. So I think this is I think they separated maybe, I say for the year, because we're expecting an Infinite. We would assume Infinite is going to be shown at E3, but I'm going to say I don't think it will be released in 2019. I think I view Infinite as a 2020 kind of. I do too. Yeah, so if it's a 2020 game, again, this is just me guessing. I have no inside knowledge, nothing. I would say they are going to stretch Master Chief Collection in parts through the year of 2019 and then gear up. Everyone's familiar with the Chief. They got the story. They pretty much caught up. And boom, you know, Infinite comes, more marketing, perfect lead up.
I agree with that.
It makes sense. Makes sense. No inside information, by the way. We don't want to. So, either way. So we're gonna go ahead and roll this right over to you, Forte, as well. What do you feel about this? What do you think? Are you on the same side as Cog? Do you feel that this was inevitable if you were kind of reading the cards, so to speak, or do you feel like this was something that they just kind of blindsided about that? How do you feel?
No, man. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say I wasn't shocked to hear the news happen, because when especially I already knew it was going to come to PC. I mean, it was only a matter of time, especially since they had their whole Play Anywhere. I just was shocked when they put it on Steam. That was probably the more shocking thing for me. I was like, okay, we're not just doing Windows 10 anymore, which makes sense because Microsoft is looking at shout out to Randall Thor IT. He put up a really good video talking about Xbox games going over to Steam. And I really agree with a lot of stuff he said. The fact that Killer Instinct is available on Steam, but Xbox Live is not enabled for you to use on that game lets us know that Steam has kind of changed their tune towards Microsoft a little bit, because if they wouldn't allowed it on that game, why would they allow it on this one? So they're letting us So the fact that Microsoft is allowed to put their API in Steam, let people log in with user and passwords and stuff, lets me know that this is something that Microsoft is in game for this thing. Because think about it. If they sell, let's say if Xbox can sell 10 million copies of the Master Chief Collection right now, what can they sell on Steam to a hungry player base that's been wanting to play Halo forever? And people always keep saying, well, if they didn't play Halo by now, then why didn't they just get an Xbox? Well, some people are just stubborn PC gamers. They don't like controllers, and they just want to play on a keyboard and mouse. So, and then, like I said, I agree with Cognito on this. I think they can own the front page of Steam every time they release a version of the game.
Oh, Forte, can I cut you 1 second? Because you got me bubbling right now. I'm gonna drop a sneak peek of one of my topics for IOP. Let me ask you this, because you're making some fantastic points, right? And you're talking about the history with Steam and Microsoft, right? And we know Kill Instinct, you already said, right? They wouldn't allow the Xbox Live. Now they allowing it, right? My question though, why do you think all of a sudden they're allowing it? Because they never played nice. And then remember, if we're paying attention to what Epic is doing right now.
Well, that's the whole reason. I mean, competition is good.
Exactly.
It's the same reason
so
that
Epic is pushing this to happen because they put
With Epic pushing this whole 88% revenue split between developers, they're looking at like, okay, well, if we can get one of the biggest IPs ever that never hit it hit PC, but it was only available through the Windows 10. Well, not even Windows 10 games for Windows Live back then, which was horrible and horrendous, and people didn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I just feel like this is an opportunity for them to really ingratiate themselves to the PC fan base. They're basically saying, okay, you don't want to play on the Windows Store. Guess what? Microsoft has an end game in that. I feel like they're gonna blow that Windows Store completely out one day, and they're gonna make you want to go there. But right now, Phil Spencer, Satya Nadella, they all know it's not. It's not up to snuff. So they're not going to make you go somewhere you don't want to go, because what's that going to do? It's going to make the experience bad for people that want to play that game. Right. And like Cog said, they don't want to have a situation where servers are crashing, games are crashing because they have to attach themselves to the Windows 10 store. Steam is very, very easy to port over to. We've seen them do it with game. We've seen them do it with Recore. They got Quantum Break and stuff is over there. So we seen all these games make it over there, and then it's just the fact that I think they just want to own the front page. And the biggest thing is this: Steam is taking 33% split, which is nothing in the grand scheme of what they can sell on a platform that they've never been on. Will they sell 25 million copies of Halo Master Chief Collection on Windows 10? Probably a far fetch, but if they put it on Steam, it's a way better chance of them selling that 25 million on there. And that 25 million turns into a lot of money when you take the other 66% split on.
Absolutely. I'm with you, man. And I think this tactical by Steam, because again, they know Epic is being extremely aggressive. They got that Fortnite money, you know what I'm saying? And right now, this is forcing people to kind of join forces and play nice. And it's a relationship that works for both Microsoft and Steam. Like I said, they get that platform, they get that advertisement out there. Microsoft gets users that they would never have. And let's be real, from a Microsoft standpoint, as aggressive, they can't really Epic can't back the truck up that much. Microsoft's not this small developer that needs the money. You know what I'm saying? So what's attractive to Microsoft is say, look at all those active users on Steam. Look at that base. You know what I'm saying? That we'll be able to get this game onto, and now I think which makes more sense for them. But this is fun, man. There's a lot of going on right now. There's PC launcher wars, man. It's fun.
The funny thing is, think about this. What is the number one thing Microsoft likes to talk about when they talk about numbers? They don't talk about systems. They talk about engagement. And the engagement, all you got to do, and granted, it's going to be free engagement because they don't have to pay for Xbox Live over there. But guess what? They could go to their board members and say, hey, our engaged player base on PC for Halo is almost as high as it was in the 7th generation when we were like spitting Halo games out and selling and putting marketing in every corner of the building.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
So it could be huge again for them, and I think this is the best direction that they can go with it.
And I think in the grand scheme of things, as far as PC goes, I think it's just a good look for Microsoft. It's just a good look. It's kind of it feels like an olive branch almost.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things to PC and Steam. But I think it works out, like Cox said, make a great point once again, just to solidify that it works for both parties. And I think that's the key thing here. And that's business 101. You know what I'm saying? So Epic is pushing the market, in the way that we haven't seen with that Fortnite money. Mm-hmm. That $1 billion money. We're talking bees here. So it's amazing to see, and we'll definitely see how this shapes out, but I definitely want to get your opinion, Fuzzy, on this. I don't know what kind of take you have on it. What do you think about the Master Chief Collection on PC?
Lord Cog and Forte nailed it. I can't really even add anything more. Like they nailed it dead on. I mean, I'm kind of surprised it took this long for Microsoft to kind of pivot to, it's always been, Xbox is PC is Xbox type of thing. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't try to move this a little bit sooner, but all things considered, the fact that it's on Steam, those guys nailed it. Where Epic is going to, it's kind of like how Sony beating, Microsoft this go around as far as the generation has caused Microsoft to kind of pivot on a few things to make it better for the end user. Right now, Steam is probably looking at their numbers, knowing that they're not getting certain games on there because of the exclusive deals that Epic's got. And they're going to, push back and try to, get something that's going to help their, well, it's not really a shareholder because I guess it's what Gabe Newell or something like that still owns the whole deal. But still, I'm pretty sure he's looking at the grand scheme of things. He doesn't want to lose any more ground to Epic or anything along those lines. And it's a good thing in the grand scheme of things overall for the end user. And it's kind of like when I look at the other benefits on the console side of things where, much like Forza Apex was on PC and it was kind of like the 4K test before the X1X came out and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. There's more than likely going to be some additional things that the consoles will benefit from having, a varied, customer base or platform base as far as different PCs, different video cards. They're going to have to really have their hands wrapped tight around making sure things will work for the next generation of consoles, as far back as to the Xbox One original. So having that test bed where you have that big variance and everything is scalable, it's also going to help them as well for when Infinite comes out. But that's about the only thing I could add to it because Forte and knocked it out.
So I just want to add. So are we under? So Halo still does numbers? Are we still?
It goes to show you, right? It goes to show you.
Okay, I just
you just want to know.
I just wanted to know.
You talking that talk right now?
I just wanted to know. I'm sorry.
We'll just see if Halo is at the top of Twitch when this happens. You already know. Because I know that's where it's going. I think it's going to live up there for a while when this happens. So? Yeah, I think it's gonna live up there, bro. Because you got to think. Yeah, Battle Royale is a big thing, but people on PC haven't experienced what Halo really is. Now, I don't know about Reach. I mean, because Reach is still a really good game. But once you get to Halo 2 and Halo 3, I think it's gonna live there, bro.
When Halo 2 drops,
I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna be over there.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. That is a great topic to start off with. That was kind of the warm up. We just kind of jog it out here early. Then we're gonna pick up pace here as the show goes on. So if you're just stopping in, everybody say hello in the chat. Drop a like on the video as well. Appreciate you guys. We want to show love to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna do a couple quick shout outs. T. Sean, King James, the Iron Lord podcast. Appreciate y'all stopping in. The Realm is in here, man. I knew the air felt different.
The air felt different.
the air felt different. I knew something was going on. Shout out to the Iron Lords podcast for stopping through, man. We appreciate the love. So we're going to go ahead and move right on. And as you guys know, if you're not new here, I do the topic of the week every Monday on Twitter. If you're not following me, all of that information is below in the description. Please go follow everybody here that's part of the Shop Podcast on Twitter. So the poll of the week here, we're going to go ahead and throw this out there. It was a cool topic. So it was pretty much what announcement are we most likely to get at E3 from Xbox? And I had a couple of different options here. New IPs, new hardware, studio acquisitions, or other. And it was pretty much a landslide. The new IPs, 56% of the vote. New hardware was 26%. Other was 19%. Oddly, studio acquisitions didn't get a vote. So I don't know.
We don't want no more.
I don't know how people are feeling about that because that's one of the most talked about portions of what's coming up to C3. But either way, we're going to start with the Lord once again. Cognito, please bless us with your answer on this particular topic, sir. Are those options? What would have been your choice?
Actually, is the question? Let me rephrase the question. Is the question what do I think is going to happen there at E3 out of those choices?
Yes. What do most likely? What's most likely?
Oh, well, I'm surprised that. I mean, hardware is gonna be there, y'all. Like, I mean, I know people want. I think people may have confused and say like what they want. We all want IPs from Microsoft, no doubt. But it's without question, in my opinion, that just the way they did with Scorpio a year before to kind of get the base ready to say, hey, Anaconda's coming. You know what I'm saying? Lockhart's coming. Yeah. You know, whatever phrase or terminology or code words they use, you know, to get people prepared that what the next gen is going to do. So to me is the more likely thing. Again, not saying that there's not going to be any IP shown, but you can almost put money in a bank that, you know, they're definitely going to start talking about this hardware.
Okay, so that would have been your most likely choice. So that's most likely. Okay, cool. I'll go with that. That's a good choice. Good reasoning behind that choice. So we're going to go ahead and slide this over to you, Forte. Out of those options, what do you think would have been the most likely for you?
Oh, man. Dude, well, hardware is going to definitely happen. And I think new IP, I mean, we all know new IP. I think we're going to hear a lot about, especially with what's their Ninja Theory is going to be doing. I think we might get a sneak. I know we're going to get a sneak peek into hopefully what the initiative is doing. I know they did put out saying they're doing a bunch of smaller games now. And they're going to put out just quality when it comes to that. But hardware is going to happen because you can't announce 3 new SKUs and not talk about at least one of them.
Yeah, facts.
You know, you got, especially with them saying that the first one is going to be sometime in May, which is right before E3. So they're going to have to give people a little bit of a glimpse to what's on the horizon. Plus, every game that we're going to see at E3, with the exception of like Gears of War 5, is pretty much going to be a cross-gen game. So we're going to definitely see hardware because they got to be able to show that hardware off somehow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going with that. I'm rocking with that. So 2 for hardware on the panel here. So Fuzzy Belvedere, what do you think, man? You're the most reasonable person on this show. What do you think?
I kind of looked at the question a little bit differently. I went with other only because I think all 3 of those other options are definitely going to be there. I can't see them not being there. A new IP, at least one is I would have to say is almost a definite or almost a guarantee. We're going to see something, whether it's from Ninja Theory or any of the other studios that they have recently acquired. I'm pretty sure we're going to see something out of it. Hardware, most definitely. We have to see hardware because it's going to be the thing that's going to be talked about the most out of E3, what to expect for the next generation, along with, new IPs will be talked about as well. But I think the hardware will probably linger a lot more because we're going to hear some specs or we're going to see some tech demos where it's just going to blow our minds, pretty much like way when we saw the first screens of like Forza or like Gears of War 4 when they were talking about doing like the 60 frames or the 4K type of thing. Yeah. So we're definitely going to see that. And then I won't say they have to, but I'm pretty sure they have some deals inked already that I'm amazed that they've kept quiet this long, but I have a gut feeling they have at least 1 or 2 more studios that they've picked up between now and then. or that will be finalized by then, I would say. So I went completely left field, picked other because those first three are definites, and I expect to see nothing less than that. In fact, I'm pretty sure we'll see some more stuff that the whatever secret stuff that we've been hearing about between them and Nintendo, we're going to see that too, and maybe some other things that will surprise us, like what all that weird talk about PlayStation with Take-Two and last year when it was Microsoft with EA.
Oh yeah,
maybe we will actually see something come of that with this E3. Maybe not on that grand of a scale, but something that'll kind of like blow our minds type of deal. But yeah, I went left field. I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't really think any of those are too far fetched. I mean, in my opinion, I think hardware for sure. I think I think universally that would have been the most. I thought would have been definitely the one that was voted the most. But I think people seem to think new IPs. I think new IPs is a given as well. I think I follow everybody on that one. We're going to see at least 1 or 2 games from somebody. I don't know who exactly, but from somebody. And then studio acquisitions. That's. I don't know. I mean,
I think it's going to be there. I just don't. It's not as important. I mean, at this point, all you're doing is buffering the stable you already have.
Yeah. So I think we may see 1, 2, tops 2, maybe. I think we'll see. I don't know how big, but I think we may see 1 at least. And I think it'll be. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's not going on any like insider.
I mean, it's not going to be nothing.
I don't.
It's not going to be nothing like 2K being bought or anything.
We're gonna see the Rockstar logo underneath.
We ain't gonna see Rockstar in a green logo anytime soon.
What? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, man, we cutting up in here, boys. All right, man. So that was a great topic. So once again, poll of the week every Monday. If you're not following me on Twitter, down in the description below, all the information is down there, guys. Check me out. Follow everybody that's part of the podcast here. Let's keep the thing moving, man. Show is going very, very good today. So this next one is near and dear to my heart. I did a video about this week. Go ahead and check the archive if you're not subscribed. We're talking Borderlands 3 potential showing here. Okay, at PAX East. Okay, Gearbox put out a tweet earlier this week with a picture, I guess essentially a screenshot. I don't know what it exactly of, but the font, the scenery, everything looked Borderlands. Scream Borderlands. And it said on the actual poster, it said like whatever the day, Paxi. I think it's like May 8th or something.
May 20th. No, it was March 28th.
March 28th. I'm sorry, March 28th. So the internet went wild. I know I went crazy because I am very, very near and dear to Borderlands. This looter shooter shit, this genre wouldn't really be what it is without Borderlands. Let's keep it honest. So
talk that talk.
Yeah, it's just people don't give it the credit it deserves, man. And it still does things in that particular genre that you don't get from any of these other games. Like you don't get the creativity, you don't get the character. I mean, it's just okay. We're gonna go ahead and pass this over to you. Man, what is your opinion on that? When you saw that tweet, what did you think?
Oh man, I mean, how many times are they gonna spoil this thing? Right? I mean, they're literally giving so many hints, and it was supposed to be there. Last year, at least people thought it was gonna be E3. Then they came behind the announcement and said it wasn't. So we had that going for us. But look, I'm gonna be there at PAX East this year. So when I saw this news, I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? This could be a monster right here. I was surprised. You would think that part of me was like, well, will they do it? Usually that's kind of like E3 level.
Yeah.
But at the same time, part of me is also like, you know what? They get this all to themselves. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And if the game's ready, the game's ready. But I definitely think we're going to see it. They also have some cryptic tweet about
another game.
Right, and then imagery and stuff like that. So maybe I'm hearing rumblings, possible BioShock. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that would be a a haymaker, a crazy 1-2 combination if it's both. Yeah. But I think for sure Borderlands is going to be there. Like my gut is screaming. I got my appointment cards for that day. 2:00 on the 28th. Your boy will be in that auditorium. in the Gearbox Theater at PAX, waiting to see what they're going to unveil. And like you said, I mean, Borderlands speaks for itself. I mean, it's the OG, it's the looter shooter where a lot of these guys derive from, random roles, that kind of stuff, the funny humor, you know what I'm saying, the cool world, cooperative gameplay. The only question I have is if it comes back, does it come back in the same exact form? Do they adopt any modern looter shooter kind of things, or do they just stay in their lane and say, hey, yo, we do PvE, this is what we do well, let's rock that out because that's what the fans want. I'm just curious to see how it evolves or what iteration, but in my mind, there's no doubt Borderlands should be there, man. So I will be there. The Lords will be at PAX, and you will be looking at that footage, boy, because we're gonna put it up if we get some hands on it.
Okay, hey, tell me about it, brother, for sure.
Absolutely, bro.
On that one, I am vicariously living to you for sure.
Absolutely.
That day, man, because I'm ready for some Borderlands for sure, man. But once again, Forte, we got to get your opinion on this, man. When you saw that, what did you think, man? What was on your mind?
Man, on my mind. Well, I'll put it this way: I will be glued to the Iron Lords channel and to Double Barrel Gaming because my man Boom gonna be there too.
Oh, so, Boom going? I didn't even know Boom was going.
Yeah, I think Boom said he was going. I know he's going to E3. I know he said he's going to E3 with you guys. I think he said he was going to PAX too.
That's what's up.
But if he is going, those are the two channels I'll be glued to for that news. But me personally, dog, as soon as I saw the tweet and I saw the font and I said, I was through. I was like, the Godfather, man, the Godfather needs to come back and stretch his wings and let everybody know that it's not forgotten. And the only reason I think we haven't seen it is because I think, Gearbox is smart. I mean, they're also smart at taking money and putting it towards other games that they shouldn't be doing, but they're also smart enough to know that, hey, the Borderlands they probably was making 2-3 years ago, because this has been the worst kept secret ever. Everybody knows Borderlands has been in development.
They said it
for a long time now, dude. It's like this game has been developing for the whole generation, pretty much. So the fact that I think they're smart enough to say, hey, Destiny, Division, Warframe, Anthem just released, all of these different games that live in this looter shooter space that Borderlands likes to call home. I think they have really taken a lot of notes from them, and I think they took Borderlands back to basics when it came to any of that. I think we're going to still get the simple formula. I don't see it being some online, only co-op type game like that. I still think it's going to be a single player experience. I still think it's going to have the 4-player co-op. I just think that they're going to have a way bigger way of trying to expand the universe, especially like, spoiler territory right now, but if you beat Borderlands 2, when you finally had some Jack at the end, all those votes opened up in the air and you was like, wow, look at all these votes from different planets. So I'm thinking that Borderlands can not just be tied to one planet; it can be multiple votes that you can go to. That could be the long-term end game. I can see it being a games as a service, but not in the same tradition as something like Destiny and stuff like that, where you are continually running the same content over and over again on the same planets. Or even like in Destiny does have multiple planets, but when you break it down, they're pretty much all similar, just different venues. But overall, I think this is going to be amazing. And if this isn't Borderlands, I think that's it, bro. They can't fake us out twice,
that would
man.
be the biggest troll ever.
If this comes out to be something, if this comes out in them, well, there is supposed to be a Switch announcement, and if this is all about them announcing the trilogy coming to the Switch,
I didn't think
that is my only fear for this whole thing. It's because it is rumored that the trilogy is supposed to make it over to the Nintendo Switch, and if they're making all of this hoopla about a system that's handheld, now granted, if it does make it to the Switch, I will buy it because I am a huge fan of that system and of that IP. But if this is all about Nintendo them bringing that to the Switch,
ridiculous.
I'm done, dude. I don't care when Borderlands 3 comes out.
If you thought that the lack of Diablo announcement had people riding, could you imagine if they pulled that?
It's over, bro.
It's a wrap.
Gearbox might as well sell himself.
Bro, you cannot, like, there's no way you can.
Borderlands Mobile.
Oh my god.
It'll be over. They'll have to get security to get that guy off that stage. I'm telling you right now.
The biggest troll.
I will say this. What will be funny is if they did that, they announced the Switch version and they played everybody until the very end and say, well, guys, we got more to show you at E3. Hope you enjoyed what we showed you about Borderlands here coming to the Switch. And then Randy Pitchford starts walking off the stage. Then it automatically switches over to somebody else talking, and then all of a sudden the lights go out and he comes back like, you know I ain't gonna leave you guys like that. Now if he does something like that, bro, I will applaud Gearbox for everything they do.
I'm cool with them throwing.
They better walk out of there showing Borderlands. That's what I need to see by the end of their conversation.
I think we all are the same page. I think we're universally on the same page. That's no doubt. So Fuzz, Borderlands 3, man. What the king? What do you think, man? What do you think?
I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm anxiously waiting to play this on this generation console. I never even thought that they would even troll us, but now I'm kind of worried after
Forte messed me up.
Mobile mentions and things like that.
Hat on, Forte. Damn it.
Forte done messed me up. Bro.
I ain't trying to put no negative energy, but man, we got to be prepared for these companies.
True. Oh man, but yeah, I'm hoping that's what it is for PAX East. But yeah, when I saw the tweet, saw the picture, I'm like, oh yeah, that's got to be it. Like they already tech demo, maybe it was 1 or 2 E3s ago when they were saying, oh, we're doing this new game on Unreal Engine 4, and it had like the cell shading style. And everybody was like, hey, is that Borderlands 3? And they never quite answered the question, but you could tell that it was something that looked like it could be a Borderlands type of world. But yeah, they definitely gotta show it at PAX East. I mean, I would have figured they would have waited until E3, but like everyone was saying earlier, it's like, yeah, they get the spotlight to themselves. I mean, it's right after everybody sells down after Anthem and the Division, and then it's like we're the originators kind of this whole genre. So
yes, sir.
It'll be perfect timing at that point towards the end of this month.
Oh yeah, I think it'll definitely be the talk of the show by far. I don't think.
Absolutely, it'd be the show.
It'd be pretty much the show at this point.
Yeah, that literally excited me. I mean, when I saw that news, because again, not that I usually get excited for PAX, and it's one of my favorite events. Actually, a little bit more so than E3 in some respects. E3 is like the Super Bowl to me, but PAX I feel is if you've never been before, it's a more intimate experience with the games and the devs, and to me, that kind of announcement is an E3 announcement. Like they could steal the show. So for even the hint of it to be there, like this thing, man, could be really epic and really tear the house down.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm looking forward to being wrong or right, but I just hope, because y'all know how much of a fan I am of Borderlands. I've always been an advocate of Borderlands, and to be honest with you, let's keep it 100. If you would have asked me last generation, are we gonna see Borderlands in the next generation? Hell yeah, that was a given. That was an absolute. Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. That's gonna happen for sure. We're definitely gonna be man. It ain't happened yet, so we definitely don't know. But we gonna stay positive about this news, man, and keep it moving. But once again, if you're in here live, appreciate everybody joining us live, man. We're just rocking out on the show, having fun as we always do, man. We got our guests, 2 guests actually. Forte as well as the Lord Cognito. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, man. We're gonna move this on to the last topic, and I saved this one for last because I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of varied opinions on this one. We're gonna have real fun with this one. So you guys know Capcom and Ubisoft coming into this generation, they both were essentially kind of on a downslope. You had Ubisoft had pretty much fatigued. They John Madden the Assassin's Creed series for a while. They had to bury it. They had to bury it to revive it back. Same thing with Capcom. Capcom was sitting on a ton of IPs, weren't doing anything with the IPs. The last Street Fighter, we're not even going to talk about that exclusive one on PS4, but that didn't necessarily work out so well. Game was great, but it didn't work out so well in the grand scheme of things. So these studios have recently been on a tear. I dare I say, too, probably two of the most consistent studios thus far this generation. As far as quality, you know, Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed's been killing it. You know, we'll see here with Division 2. Seems like that game is killing it as well. Then Capcom, DMC is doing fantastic. I've heard nothing but great things about it. I know there's some other games out there that I may have missed. But what are you guys' opinion on these two studios as far as like they may be two of the most consistent best studios of the generation? Would you agree with that, Cognito? As far as consistency and quality?
I think both have taken, I won't say similar paths, but they've been going through a lot. And I think with Capcom especially, I mean, I can remember the headlines a couple years back, like, will they even be around?
Exactly.
Right?
Weren't they almost broke? Weren't they almost bankrupt?
I think. Absolutely. I mean, I remember topics like, will Microsoft buy them?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember doing topics like that. And people just like, what has happened? And, you know, just, you know, the Resident Evil 7 and, you know what I'm saying? It just, I think I would probably pin from the Resident Evil part, that resurgence and people really getting into that. And then they just been dropping banger after banger after banger, and just seeing them come all the way back has been tremendous. And then Ubi's different for me because I never felt like they was really in any type of, like, financially. I always felt they were strong financially. I never felt like, oh, they were doing bad. But I think as gamers, we felt fatigue from a lot of their franchises. And we were just like, yo, like you said, like they maddened up the Assassin's Creed. They started to get into a samey kind of formula, you know, even with Watch Dogs and certain things. And, you know, they got backlash when Rainbow Six first dropped. People wanted a full Rainbow Six, you know, with a campaign. And then, you know, Division started out crazy strong, the first one, and then, you know, it faded out. So it's like they had strong franchises, but I thought they lost a little bit of their luster to the gamer, to the hardcore gamer. But now they're almost like the comeback kings in the sense that they've reinvented themselves every time. And it's like, with a lot of their franchises, in the sense that, yo, look at Rainbow Six Siege, right? Insane what that franchise has done. Like, you know, I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed fan, but I can't deny what Odyssey has done, right? Just reimagine the franchise enough so that it's fresh, it's new, get the engagement. And we done talk pre-show about this Division. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I give it to Ubi, man. I think Ubi, they on top right now. They making the bank. They got tremendous franchises. You know, Activision is taking a tumble. That was a big, you know, competition to them. You know, they've lost Destiny financially, you know, IP control and stuff like that. And also, we forgetting, like, Ubi still got, like, Splinter Cell. They didn't even jump into yet. Like, they got a lot going. They're in pocket right now. They're in a good zone. So I think Ubi's over Capcom, but I think Capcom's resurgence is, like, tremendous too. So that's where I'm at with both of them. Okay,
good point. Good point. I think you're spot on. There's not too much else we can say about that. But Forte, you can try and back that up. You can attempt that. But it's just, I mean, what do you think about these two franchises? Because once again, we got to realize where they came from. You know, Capcom was on the brink. Like he said, I do remember. I forgot. I do remember those. I think I may even done a video about the Microsoft buying Capcom for sure.
I know I did a topic.
I did a video about it for sure. Go check the archives out, man. But I remember they were on the brink as well as Ubi was in this. They were just in this fall. Like I said, it was a mad era for them, essentially, where everything felt the same cookie cutter. They had the whole Watch Dogs fiasco, the downgrade situation. That was a kind of a stain. Then Watch Dogs 2 came out, but it didn't come out because it didn't really, you know, nobody really cared when it came out. So you know, it didn't really feel like even a release. I don't even remember what year it came out, to keep it 100 with you. So it is what it is. But Forte, what do you think about these two franchises, where they are now from where they came from?
Look, man, easily the number one question is Ubisoft. I want to answer is Ubisoft. The first answer is Ubisoft. The last is Ubisoft. And Capcom just happened to be real lucky that they were able to make a comeback like they did, especially with some of the IPs they have. They're living off a lot of their older IPs, which is cool, and Ubisoft to an extent is too. The biggest thing that I like that Ubisoft did the most is not only did they double down on their IP that they have, they gave their developers time to make those games what they needed to be by the end time. The biggest thing another thing that I love the most is, and a lot of people don't give them credit for this, they were one of the few developers that stuck with they said, hey, this new platform's coming out, Nintendo Switch is coming out. We're going to be one of the first third-party developers to support it. And look, they have seen great return on what they did by doing that. Mario versus Rabbids is one of the best games you can play on that system, and that's a crossover between the two systems. When is the last time you heard Ubisoft? When did Mario ever become available, made by another third-party publisher?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
because Nintendo to trust them
with their IP.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. So that lets me know that they felt they had a really good plan in place for what they wanted to do with their games, and then they're just super successful around everything they did. Yeah, some of their games are a little longer too. Yeah, we're a little tired of some of their IPs, and they like. Some people say they have the same formula when it comes to the games that they put out, but guess what? That formula works. It works like no other's business. Monster Hunter, games like with Capcom, games like Monster Hunter World finally bringing that in a console form, not a handheld form, and seeing the return on investment that Capcom saw on that was
low key. Monster Hunter World was that.
That saved
Capcom. That saved Capcom. Oh, yeah. That saved Capcom. So
I don't know if we get a Resident Evil 2 remaster if Capcom wasn't.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So I think Capcom, like I said, I think they are in a very blessed position to be in the position they are. That a lot of people gravitated to Monster Hunter, but Ubisoft has a track record now. This whole generation, they pretty much been doing what they've been doing now. And the latest addition with that being Division 2. And this being a game, the first shooter out of the box that don't have a problem.
Took all the I'm sorry to cut you, Blam. It's like I just want to shower them a little bit because I think they don't get enough credit for actually listening to the feedback of their community. Because they got killed towards the end of Division 1 cycle. You know what I'm saying? And they took all that feedback. And Rainbow Six Siege, I mean, I remember it. Like, it wasn't doing none of this. It got laughed at. People were clowning it when it first dropped. They weren't really on it like that. And to see that when you go to Xbox Live and you see it still in the top 3 games played and all this, like, that's insane to me. And technically that game was quote unquote bare bones. So it's like they keep going back in there and listening to feedback, giving what people want, reimagine the game. And I can't wait to see them Division numbers when they come out.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be crazy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I didn't know if he was done, Forte.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, okay. All right.
About that, bro.
All right. All right. So, Fuzz, we're going to go ahead and slide this topic over to you, man. So, what do you think about the resurgence of these two studios this generation?
I'm kind of upset with Capcom. I mean, they've definitely had some resurgence, and I give them credit on Monster Hunter World. That definitely helped them. They kind of overplayed their card when it came to like what's the zombie game, Dead Rising. I'm a big fan of Dead Rising, and I'm a big fan of zombie games in general. And if they had taken a break, kind of like what Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed, maybe we would have had a Dead Rising 5. I remember there was something supposedly in development that their Canadian studio was working on, and they eventually closed that studio and canceled that project. But they definitely had some wins and losses as far as things like that. Like one of the things that I'm not as happy with them on was with Street Fighter 1 being exclusive only on one console, and then with it being on that console, it not having and I blame it more on Capcom more so than PSN. The networking for Street Fighter 5, at least in the beginning, was a little off. And then to top it off, it wasn't like a normal Street Fighter game where you could do, your own solo or, direct matches between you and your buddy type of thing. It was almost like you had to go into the world and it would just automatically like sub you into whoever was up for the next match type of thing. So there were a few stumbles, but they definitely pulled it off with Resident Evil. And even if they have to, refresh some of their older IPs, that definitely helped them get out of a bind. Because it, like you guys said, there were talks before about Microsoft. Hey, maybe they should buy them, and it's like, well, they can't really buy a Japanese company, but it was scary for a minute. Like, will one of the legends from the early days of Nintendo and Sega still be around here for the next generation? But they definitely they pulled their bootstraps up and got themselves back on track. Now Ubisoft, gotta hand it to them. I mean, yeah, they had some stumbles this generation with Watch Dogs. They overshowed some of the graphics and details that would have been quite capable on PC, not necessarily on console, but they learned from it. I mean, Watch Dogs, yeah, it was a bit repetitive, but I still like the fact that you could go in and approach missions in a different way, whether you want to do stealth or just go guns blazing. But the story wasn't quite there. They put more of the emphasis, I guess, on the world, and it didn't deliver on like a living, breathing world type of thing. But then they fixed all that with Watch Dogs 2, and everybody had such a bad taste in their mouth from Watch Dogs 1.
Didn't even touch it.
Yeah, it's like they barely. Like I have it. I haven't played much of it. My boys have played a bunch of it. They actually finished it, but it's like there's been so many other games from Ubisoft that I've sunk a ton of time in. One being First Division, another one being Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yep.
I mean, that was a game that they're still, I think it's year 2 or year 3 now, and they still have content that they're adding on a regular basis on that thing. And they added the PvP, which a lot of people were like, hey, they should have added that from get-go, but it's there, and they have a great progression system, and it's just so much that they give their devs time to work on the game, fix the issues. Yeah, there are some bugs and glitches here and there on some of the engine related things, but overall you get more for your dollar out of a Ubisoft game than a lot of other games.
So dare I say Ubisoft has been far better than Bethesda this generation?
Oh yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah, well, I like some of the Bethesda games, but I give it to Ubisoft.
Am I out of pocket?
I think what it is you're not, because Fallout 76 is such a smear on them.
Yeah.
That if you would just literally take Fallout 76 out of existence, we wouldn't have this conversation, I don't think. Because it exists. It now has sullied this great studio, right? Because prior to that, they had Wolfenstein. They still had the Fallout. I mean, Fallout was I would say it was on a decline, but the hardcore Fallout guys will say Fallout 3 and New Vegas is better than 4, but I don't think 4 is terrible. But it's one of those things. They were like the single player champ. They remember they was like, live long single player. Remember that mantra? What was the mantra they had? Keep it alive, single player, whatever. Then they try to go for the cash grab, Destiny, whatever fix, and it just the bad PR and the bad decisions and the broken gameplay and it has literally put them in the bushes. This one game, like I've never seen a fall from grace, and then they just keep making stupid PR decisions in tune with the game. So I think you're right, Blam. I think it's one of them situations where we cannot talk about them. It's funny because they're gonna be at PAX, so I can't wait to see them and see what they're gonna do. But it is interesting to me, the fall from grace. I've never seen one game literally tank a studio in PR. It's just crazy.
I think the last time I saw that was the No Man's Sky. When No Man's Sky came out, it didn't even tank. Them. They just kind of went AWOL. They went back and worked on the game. Is what I'm saying. They didn't abandon the game.
Yeah,
but they damn sure
update coming too.
They do. They damn sure went AWOL. They went off the map completely for like 9 months, literally. So I think that's pretty bad. But you're right, Kyle. That's 76 is a stain.
Yeah, it's bad. I've never seen this in gaming. That's a beloved studio, man. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
I'm just tired of seeing that happen to these studios. Like 76 is like, for now we're gonna have Bethesda is gonna be known for 76 now. That's the biggest.
Yeah,
that's gonna be disappointing. And just like BioWare is gonna be known for Anthem.
That breaks my heart.
Turn this game around because people don't remember like your successes, they only remember your recent failure. And that's what's going to happen with this. And unless they can really turn this game around, I think it's a little too late for 76. That last year. Anthem still has a chance because people know how games with services work, and they know that this game could be better off in like 6 months to a year. But if they don't fix it, man, I just see. I just hope. I don't even want to think about what could really happen with that team.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. You got a lot of talent out there. You got a lot of games coming. You got a lot of other. I mean, we ain't even got this year's been already jam packed with games, and it's a lot coming down the pipeline. So
we didn't talk about Capcom with Devil May Cry, and that's hot.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought up Capcom. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of the reason why I brought up Capcom, because
that Devil May Cry is something else.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go ahead and finish, Fuzz. I know you didn't get a chance to finish.
No, I'm finished. But yeah, good point, Forte. Devil May Cry. I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, it's my first Devil May Cry. Although I think I may have played one on PS3 a while back, but it's just great graphics, great gameplay. I love hack and slash games, so that game is just a ton of fun. And yeah, there's some microtransactions, but you can get through it. And I mean, I guess unless you're doing like the legendary difficulty or something. But yeah, it's such a smooth, fun game to play. But yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, cool. All right, guys. So before we wrap this thing up, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up for one question from the chat. So if you're here, chat, go ahead and drop a question in the chat right now for the panel. Before we go ahead and wrap things up, it has been an amazing show, man. We always have fun here on the Shop Podcast. Thank you guys all for coming out. But we're going to take one more question from the panel as well. If you guys, Cog, any of you guys got maybe something we didn't get to during the show that you want to just wrap everything up on?
No, man. I mean, I think pretty much the topic's on fire. I think you nailed it. I love the Capcom UB question, and I think it's, like I said, back to the original topic. I know we were getting on that Halo tip. I'm very curious to see how the wars continue, the PC launcher wars continue with this Epic thing, because I just heard like they got. I know it's not a big game, but I'm an XCOM fan, so it means something to me. Is this game called Phoenix Point, and it's from the developer of the original XCOM, and this thing was like crowdfunded, heavily, wanted by a lot of people, assumed to be coming to Steam, almost like a Metro situation, where at the last minute, boom, Epic Store exclusive, and people were flipping out like, "Yo, what's going on?" kind of deal. So it's like they still, using that Fortnite money, and they not teaming to go away. So I'm curious to see if any other stuff happens, and then we all got to see what's coming up next week with Google, man. I think you don't know what to expect, man. We can talk about that tomorrow when with the Lords, but this is, I'm not gonna lie. At first I was like, paying them dudes no mind, but they got that bank, and I'm seeing announcements and things, and I'm hearing rumblings, and now I gotta pay attention. I'm gotta see what's going on, man.
This could change. This changes very, very quickly depending on what they show. Don't forget about Amazon as well, and some of the other guys kind of lurking in the weeds. The Amazon has studios, and either working on game demos, all kind of cool stuff. So that will be definitely another video, definitely another discussion for another time, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here today on the Shop Podcast, man.
Your boy Shunsu got something though.
Oh, Shunsu. Oh, let me not forget my guy Shunsu. My fault. So he said, would it be a mistake to release disc and discless versions of Lockhart and Anaconda at launch, and would that many SKUs confuse customers? I want to get your opinion on this one, Fuzz. What do you think about that question?
That's a tough one. Like, it would be nice if they did make that option, but I think the best way to not confuse customers would be to have it where the ones with the actual, Blu-ray HD, or not HD, but the 4K Blu-ray, have those in the stores. So your Best Buys, your Targets, your Walmarts, those physically have those particular units. The digital ones, or the discless ones, make it where it's at the Microsoft Store only type of thing. Well, not at Microsoft only, but like an online only type of purchase. I mean, if the person's already going, digital media or digital content, they're more than likely going to be savvy enough to know, that the one I want is online. I'll just go ahead and order it. It comes in with all my information already preloaded, and it's good to go. But yeah, that's. I think that'd probably be the best way to go.
I know.
For a take, dropping some bars.
Singing.
The album about to drop.
Yeah, I know. We got the mixtape probably with us. Dang.
Gotta drop it, man.
Hey, coming soon. Check out.
Check your
Oh my goodness!
Check out your iTunes.
Yeah, I know, right? SoundCloud, something. Yeah. But either way, man. Okay, cool. So, Fuzz, that was a good synopsis. That was a good breakdown of that question as well. So I guess we can go ahead and grab one more from Zeke. This is gonna be the last one.
Let me take an answer to that question too.
Go ahead.
Being a person that works at a video game store and sells these products, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go to Walmart or Target or Best Buy, you gonna probably be confused as heck. If you go to Amazon, you might be a little confused, especially moms and dads. Now, any of us gamers, people that's on this podcast, people listening to the podcast, people that are pretty much in the know and talk about all this stuff on Twitter on a day-to-day basis, I don't think you'll be confused. You'll know what a system with a disk drive looks like, and you'll know what a system without a disk drive looks like. It's really going to come down to how Microsoft markets this thing. If they come out and say $199 Xbox diskless Xbox Live, all your games are downloaded, and those are the ones that people are going to flock to. That'll be the one that sells the most. I truly believe that. I think that will be the fastest way that they can usher in this digital generation that they want to finally get to. Ultimately, though, I think hardcore gamers like us are going to always prefer to have the disk drive, even if most of us have converted and have digital libraries. It's just the ease of mind of knowing that you can always throw a disk in your system. And until Microsoft decides, or Sony decides, or I mean, just the industry in general decides that physical media is not the best place for them to go anymore, I think it will always be easy for people to understand that, because I think they will always make the system very they'll make the physical version of the system very attractive. I think you'll see an all digital system when you see the all digital streaming platform. You'll see the digital platform before you see the system all digital. When it comes to like the whole generation.
They it's got to be the messaging, man. They've got to. And I think I think the Microsoft Store, the GameStop, all those places have to, usher that in. Those guys will be trained into, how to approach the messaging and get that right. And I think it has to happen now with the, what is it called? What we call it, the Xbox ad? I'm calling the Xbox Sade. We call it the Sade. On it. But no, man. I mean, I think they're setting that up as a precursor to get people in tune with a digital console and the messaging, so that you don't confuse people and that people are already accustomed to it. Because if you drop it, a new generation, new system, which one do I buy? Does this play this? There may be some confusion. Me and Attic was kind of talking about this prior. We got into it. So I think, I have to be right.
But I think the last point I'll say on it, I think, is this: Microsoft has the propensity of putting certain SKUs only at the Microsoft Store.
Yes,
I can see the all digital SKU being something that's exclusive. My store, and not for the fact that I think it just won't sell. I just think they want to avoid the marketing mess that's going to be in people's stores. So, yes, every GameStop's not like mine. I train my people; they know the difference between the Xbox and the PlayStation. Right. They know what games come on a system. They're not going to say, "Hey, I want to pick up Spider-Man." Oh, what system you want that for? They're not going to say it in my store. They're not going to say it because they know Spider-Man's only on the Xbox, on the PlayStation. But I think Microsoft probably has a plan in place. I think they're going to sit there and say, "Hey, we're going to release this Lockhart. We're going to release this Anaconda. That's going to be the ones we're going to put on Amazon, GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, and we're going to do this digital system only at the Windows Store, or you can only buy it straight online." And the people that want that system know how to get it. because that's not going to be a system you're just going to run to the store day one and get. And maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, once the market gets saturated enough and they want to just drop the price even more, that's when you see that system hit mainstream stores like that.
Yeah, last point. I know we're going on. It's a great point. You may be exactly right, because Microsoft Store might want to control that messaging. And I think with the Maverick console, the SAG console, that they also are supposedly doing that. Was it that give back where you are getting your physical games to trade in towards a digital? That might need to be handled by them. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see it might get a little messy in retail or any other other outlets. That's a big deal to trade those physical games in. So yeah, you may be right on that. I think you may be right on Forte.
That's a good point. A lot of good points on the show today. A lot of good points. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. Once again, it has been a phenomenal show. Phenomenal topics, phenomenal gamers. We do this every single weekend. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place, same awesome gamers, man. Before we go, though, we definitely want to give a shout out to the crew, to the panel here today. Definitely want to give a shout out to the people who are watching live. If you have not watched live, the link will be up very, very soon on Twitter. Follow all of us below on Twitter as well. Appreciate you guys. So we're going to start with the Lord who has showed up and showeth out. I guess you could say in his native tongue. But either way, he has blessed us today. Lord Cognito, appreciate you, brother. Your family, you always show up. You always have a good time on the show, man. Go ahead and give yourself a shout out.
Thank you, brother. Yo, Blam. Thank you so much for the invite. Fuzzy, Forte, good people, man. Always good to talk games. Great to be here. Man, it's been fun, man. It's been fun, as we always do. You know what I'm saying? But yes. Sundays, you already know. First of all, on Twitter at Lord Cognito, and then Sundays, is the Lord's Day, 1 p.m. Eastern. Please check us out. It's just going to be the Lord's, a little old school throwback. Okay. Talking that talk with just the Lords. You know what I'm saying? No guests this week. But yeah, we got a lot of fun topics to talk about. And if you guys aren't already in tune, please check out the website, lordsofgaming.net. We're just starting up. We got some really good writers, people making a lot of good content. I'm trying to sign Fuzzy. I'm trying to sign Blam. I'm trying to sign everybody. Now I'm trying to sign. So if you got that right, Forte, man, I'm coming for you too, bro.
You already got Boom, and you got Enrique, you got everybody.
Got Fonz, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming for the YouTube community, baby. If y'all got that passion, y'all want to drop some bars, or you want to talk about, because I want it to be homegrown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be by gamers. Like, I feel like we don't got our own joint. You know what I'm saying? And like, I see all y'all guys putting it in. I love the content you guys do, and you guys speak with intelligence. You know what I'm saying? I don't want idiots just up there saying nonsense either. You know what I'm saying? I want people with pedigree, know what they're talking about. So lordsofgaming.net. We got some fantastic guys already. We're still trying to build this thing, and I'm proud of so far what we've done in a very short time, but we're looking to build and do more. So catch us there. And you already know the content is coming. The last word with Fridays. We missed that last Friday, but Ibantis and I will be back. So if you want your looter shooter fix every Friday, usually 9 a.m., you got King with the King of Statues. Every Wednesday, 7 a.m., this man's his collection gonna be a museum at this point.
Crazy. It's
crazy. You got everything, you know what I'm saying? So you got that going on, man. And then obviously Stream Team and those guys put on a good show as far as getting streams out there. So check us out. And I appreciate the support, Blam. It really means a lot.
I appreciate it, man. Once again, busy man. So stand in line. Okay. Get it early, man. Get it in early. But we appreciate you once again, Cog, taking a little bit of time out, man. This awesome weekend. And then once again, we got Mr. Forte, man. He pops in, pops out, man. But every time he's here, it's always a treat, man. I appreciate you taking a little bit of time out. I know can't always make it, but once again, when you do, it's always a good time. So go ahead and give yourself a shout out, man.
All right, man. Well, first of all, it's always a pleasure to be here, man. It's you gave me an opportunity the first time, like months and months ago, and and my kid is screaming in the background because she's back there playing Mortal Kombat, trying to do fatalities right now. But it's always been a pleasure, man, because you let me on the show over a year ago, and it was it really helped me out a lot. So I will always get back to you whenever I can. But man, Gaming Forte everywhere. Same on Twitter. Same on YouTube. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to everybody that loves gaming in general. Make sure you share this video out, man. Everybody needs to see this man. He puts on a really great show. Everybody needs to tune in on Sundays.
Thank you, bro.
Man, because the Iron Lords, I'm speechless, man. They put on such a extravaganza
Phenomenal.
on Sunday mornings, man.
Phenomenal.
I get to work at 9:30. Store doesn't open to 11. And then I'm either listening to the past episode if I didn't get caught up on it then, or I just can't wait till 1 o'clock hit so I can see what King and them all got to say today. You know, putting people in the bushes and seeing if my man Addy gonna have to go on one knee and all this other stuff. It's a pleasure listening to that show, man. And one day I will grace.
Oh, you coming? You
be on that show?
Yeah.
Can I give you a sneak preview? Because all right, this is my whole thing with you, right? You the truth, Forte. I really respect you a lot, right? So I'm trying to be greedy with you, right?
You
So
trying to be greedy?
yeah, like I want you and Slow Mo. I want each of you individually to be on the last word so we can get our little shooter thing, because that's what we do, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I want y'all, I don't know how old, because I'm gonna show my age right now, but I want y'all both to be on ILP, because to me, y'all synonymous. Like I look at y'all together, like you're the yin and the yang. Like remember y'all Joe back, you're like Tomax and Zayba. It's like y'all the same, but y'all different.
Well, everybody's been telling me in slow mo we need to put something together on a week-to-week basis, man.
So like my goal, I'm putting it out in the universe now, since you put it out there. That's my goal. I will speak to Slow Mo, speak to you. I want you both on ILP together. And then like the episode, do your histories, break it down. And I know y'all gonna have some points that y'all disagree on when the topics come. And I'm just gonna have my popcorn, because y'all be lit on rap, y'all be lit on stuff. I'll be laughing.
No, yeah, but yeah, other than that, man, just like I said, I'm here to support whoever needs to be supported and shout out people whenever I do. That's why all these channels are favorited on my YouTube channel. Is every little thing I can do to help people grow around me, and I just enjoy the conversation from gamers alike, and that's what these guys bring to the table.
Much
appreciated, man. Much appreciated, man. He's one of the most genuine dudes I know in the community, man. Go follow him once again. I'll make sure his link to his channel is down in the description below. Please.
Oh, and I can't forget Fuzzy, man. I just heaped all this love on you guys. Thinking about Fuzzy, my Mr. I still fall asleep in the stream. I will never forget that, bro. That bro was playing so much Forza Horizon 4. He was falling asleep. Xbox be on for 16 hours straight. That's my man. I would just I would put a message in this thing just to say, bro, did you see my message last night? I said, you was asleep. What? He said, yeah, man, I was asleep painting a car.
Yeah. In the middle of painting the car, I'm like, oh yeah, let me change the
Too much, man. We appreciate it so much, man. We're gonna go ahead and shift this thing over to you, Fuzzy, man. Go ahead and let everybody know. Hey, look, no, wait, Cog, you gotta wait before you start. Cog, you gotta be with me on this one. We're campaigning for Fuzzy Belvedere to start his own YouTube channel. We're campaigning for Fuzzy to start his own YouTube channel. You gotta push that campaign, man.
Bro, your insight that you can bring to people when it comes to those racing games, I think,
facts.
I would shut down on that, because we don't have a person in the community that can bring something like that to the table.
Facts. I can't think of like a really dedicated racers channel. You know what I'm saying?
There isn't.
Like, there's a lane for that, bro. Like,
there's a lane.
Knowledge on these games, man. Like, I listen to y'all and I'll be like, yo, Fuzzy be on it. Like, that's something you should consider.
Fuzzy, come on. Come on now.
I gotta switch from Mac to PC. I gotta build me a PC here. I definitely gotta do it. That's my goal before July. So I hear you guys. I'm definitely gonna be working on it.
Man, Xbox has a recorder on it. You can record off a phone.
True.
Bro, do whatever you need to do. Just get your face out there. You already do enough of that right now on this show. But I think I would do, as much as I love racers, I don't go look on YouTube for them, because I haven't found a YouTube channel that really speaks to how I like to play racing games. And the fact that I tune into your streams to watch you do them lets me know that if you ever start up a channel, if you put a video out, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Facts.
Much appreciate the support, guys. Much appreciated. You guys, I tell you, I love doing this show, because always get to talk gaming with awesome people, man. Just always, and I watch you guys, whether it's stuff on like Anthem or looter shooters, other games. Just I greatly, it's this community is awesome, and you guys are awesome as well. Yeah. It's just so great to be able to talk about games. Like I'm also big into cars, but it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that right now. But it's just to have like a go-to spot on YouTube and or Xbox Live and stuff. It's just awesome to just talk games, talk shop with you guys.
That's where we at, baby. It's the shop.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, man. So once again, last but not least, myself, the host with the most, the boy PTK Bland, man. PTK Bland across the board on everything, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for everybody here, all the new subscribers. Let's keep doing our thing. We're pushing for 2K subs this year, man. Woo! We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, man, for sure. I'm 100% sure we're gonna do it. So I appreciate you guys every single week, man. Once again, big shout out to Lord Cock for taking the time out. Fuzzy as well. Shout out to Zalker, man. I almost missed my guy.
I know.
So we got to work on the schedule thing, man. We got to get this right because we got some things. Yeah, because you got to have Zalker here. That's my guy. Shout out to him. His channel is doing amazing.
Yeah,
by the way, he is high quality. He's another. He's that guy. He's that guy. He's gonna be that one. I already see him. I tell him all the time. But appreciate you, Zalker. Shout out to the guy, the lurker, Jarhead, the low-key fourth member of the Shop Podcast. Shout out to you, my guy, as well. But appreciate you guys. We'll be here once again next Saturday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Love you guys. Peace out, everybody. Have a great Saturday.
Later, guys.
Later.